Hi, Introduction to Literature students. I wanted to do a short video on MLA formatting. For those of you who have recently taken an English course, you're probably pretty familiar with it. If it's been a while, I wanted to offer a little refresher since your first essay is due and it needs to be in MLA format. So first things first, MLA stands for Modern Language Association. And the acronym for that is MLA. MLA is the formatting standard that we use for classes like the one you're in, humanities-based classes, so communications, history, literature. If you are taking other courses that involve more science-based courses or content, you are probably using APA or American Psychological Association. Those are the two primary standard formatting standards in the academic world, APA or MLA, but Chicago or Turabian is also another standard that is more journalism based. So for this class, you will be formatting all of your essays in MLA format, and I'm going to walk you through quickly what that looks like. So you are opening a document, and I am at home for COVID, and my computer that I have access to is a Google Chromebook. And while I'd prefer a Microsoft Office suite so that I have a bit more formatting tools, it's what I have and that's what I'm working with. So I am in an open blank Word document or Google Doc in this case. And the first thing I'm going to check quick is to make sure that my margins are correctly set up. So I'm going to go over to File and Page Setup, and it's going to tell me that indeed my margins are 1 inch all the way around, top, bottom, left, and right, and that's what I want for MLA. So do a quick check. Most defaulted blank documents in whatever program you're using are usually defaulted to that, but sometimes you want to check. And I am going to start by typing my name as a student. So in order to avoid confusion, I'm going to use this pseudonym, and this is where you would put your name. Underneath that, after you hit enter, you're going to type your instructor's name. And you can write Instructor Bodelson, Ms. Bodelson, Instructor Amery Bodelson, Ms. Amery Bodelson, all of those work. Just make sure that you spell my name correctly. And then underneath that is the title of our course. So Introduction to Literature. Be sure to spell that out. It's more formal. And since this is the last draft of your literary analysis paper that you're submitting, you want it to be more formal. For the date underneath that, you can put the date that the assignment is due, or you can put the date that you're working on it. So today is the 23rd of 2020. So these 4 components always go on the first page and the first page only of your academic essays, and they go in that particular order. So your name, my name, course name, and date. After that, I'm going to hit enter, and then I'm going to tell my Word program that I want to center my title. And so I've centered my title, and I'm going to put placeholder text here. The mark of illness in Gilman's The Yellow Wallpaper. And for short stories like the ones that you are reading, you will put all of those titles in quotation marks. And make sure that you don't just put Literary Analysis 1 as your title. I do look at your titles. The title should be indicative of what you're writing about. It should give me some idea of what your thesis is. Let me know the piece that you're writing about and pull me in to make me want to read it. I'm going to hit enter again, and then I'm going to go back to my left margin alignment. I'm going to hit tab on my keyboard, which tells my computer to indent the first line of the paragraph by 1/2 inch or 1 tab space. So I will say something like, in Charlotte Perkins Gilman's short story, The Yellow Wallpaper, the unnamed narrator suffers, presumably, from postpartum depression, blah, 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 blah. So this is just me introducing the piece, giving a little bit of history or context and framing it up. This is not my thesis statement, and this is basically placeholder text. So As you will note from this, everything is single-spaced, and I don't want that. I want it to be easy for my reader to read, and I want it to be in MLA format. So I'm going to do Control-A on my keyboard, which selects all of my text. Then I'm going to go up to my spacing little icon up here, and if I hover over it, it says line spacing, and I'm going to tell it that everything should be double. And so it immediately and hopefully forever after in this particular document will double space my writing. So I'm a student, instructor, course title, date, indented title in the middle, and then back to your first paragraph. The only other component that you need in MLA, and I don't know that you're going to be able to see this on my Chrome Google Doc, because every time I've tried to put in a page number, it doesn't show up for me. So I'm going to go Insert, and I'm going to go Page Number. And according to MLA, your page numbers always go on the upper right side. So I'm going to say, put that up there. And again, I don't see it. I would presume that if I were to print this out, maybe I would see it, but it's not there when I go to look at it. What is normally going to happen in your header is it's going to be your last name. So in this case, I'm going to pretend again that my last name is Student. And you would be able to paginate it automatically. So when you go Insert Page Number, Header, upper right, you put the pages in there, and before that you put your last name. So this is technically what it's supposed to look like. So this is just the formatting of your paper. When you get to the end of your essay, you're going to create an entirely new separate page, not a separate document, but a separate page. And then you are going to, again, center your title and call it Work Cited. And this is the page where you give credit to the piece you're analyzing. In these literary analysis papers that you're writing, I'm asking that you not seek outside sources, that you don't go searching the internet for somebody else's analysis. I want this to be yours. And so hopefully you only have one work cited, and that is the piece that you are referencing or the piece that you're analyzing. So it would start with Gilman, Charlotte Perkins, the yellow wallpaper. So author, last name first, the title of the short story in quotation marks, and then I found this in the Norton Anthology, Literature, etc., and that would be italicized. So refer to websites like the OWL Purdue, which is the online writing lab at Purdue University in Indiana, for some assistance on doing your works cited. For your works cited, if you are using the Norton Anthology, which is the big thick book that is required for this class, this would be considered citing a work in an anthology, if that helps you to find it on Purdue's website. So that is formatting your paper. The other component is citing your sources. So this is one part of it. You have to give credit to the author and where you found it. This is an incomplete citation, by the way. You still need to tell me who edited it, the year it was published, the book itself, and the page numbers on which you found it, and you will find that information on the OWL Purdue. But within your essay, you're going to do things like this. Gilman writes, quote, blah, 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 and then put an in-text citation at the end. And so you put in quotation marks the exact words that you're taking from the story to help support your thesis. And then after that, you will in-text citations or in parenthetical citations, put the page number on which you find it. If you are writing the author's name within your sentence, you don't need to give the author here. And since you're only citing her work, you can omit the last name of the author, since this is the only piece that you're criticizing or analyzing. So that is a very short summary of MLA. Again, MLA involves both how you format your paper and how you cite your sources within your paper. Those citations include in-text or parenthetical citations, and then your works cited page at the end. And a website that I do recommend you reference for that is the OWL Purdue. Just Google OWL Purdue, and you'll get an MLA formatting guide that pops up. And what you are citing, if you are using the Norton Anthology, is a work in anthology. If you found Charlotte Perkins Gilman elsewhere, so let's say you found it on a website, you would then be citing a website. Either way, you do need to have page numbers in your essay to help me know where you got those quotes and to help me locate that and your reader locate that. All right, hope that helps. If you have questions, as always, please let me know. Thanks.